Hey guys, today we're doing an analysis video on Mahi Rainmaker. So, in Rainmaker, the object is to pretty much just score on one of these pedestals out here. The way you do that is you do that by controlling the center of the map. Controlling the center of the map is very strong. The way you want to do that is usually on the right sides or the left side, depending on if you're alpha or bravo. And you kind of just want to start from here and attack with your team through the center of the map, attacking the Rainmaker shield. You pop the Rainmaker shield, you get all this map control. So Bravo popped the Rainmaker shield, they have more map control than us. But more importantly, they attacked the center afterwards. They tried to take control of this. So our comp is E-Leader, Sloshing Machine, Splatter Shot, or Ten Attack, whatever you want to call it, and Nautilus. So we do have the Sloshing Machine. The Sloshing Machine and the Nautilus should be playing on the right. It's just so much easier for them to just attack people coming up from here, right? It's just longer range, hard to contest. That's annoying to deal with. Like Cloudy, who's our Splatter Shot player, can just play it in the middle, trying to contest either the Rainmaker or just painting more on the side. But playing on this left side here is such a mistake, because it's just kind of like moving pawns on the far left in chess. So I'll show you an example of a video in chess talking about just this thought process, and it might make a lot more sense listening to this.
Fight for control of the center of the board. So specifically, these four squares, E4, E5, D4, D5, you want to try to control those with your pieces. And the reason why that's important is, I want to show you an example. So if I put this bishop in the corner of the board, how many squares can it control? Well, the answer is 7. It controls these 7 squares. I'm going to take the same bishop and put it in the center of the board. Now, how many squares does it control now? Well, it still controls 7 along this diagonal, but it also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So you see, it's the same piece, but by the fact that it's in the center, it controls a lot more of the board. And that's going to be the same for any piece, right? If I put the knight in the corner, it controls 2 squares. Put it in the center, it controls 8 squares. And so you see the value of having your pieces in the center of the board. Well, if you don't control the center of the board, you can't have your pieces in the center of the board. So that's why it's important to fight for the center of the board.
And that's simple enough to listen to. It's an apt explanation, and I'll continue on with this part of the video, and we'll see in just 2 different ways why this goes wrong. So they won the pop, and they're pushing towards up here on the right. That's not what we're doing. This allows them to get a huge flank. They're coming around from this side, and we're all just dying, and they're getting map control. And what this does is actually very, very bad for us. They get the Rainmaker, and they're simply just pushing up and ahead. And it's just harder for us to defend because they have way more map control than us. Now, before we continue on with this, I do want to just straight up show you why it's good for the backline to have control of the center map. So this is E-Leader. You can stand on this left side of the plat, and you control just so much options. You can also take shots from these 2 angles. Over here on the right side, makes it really hard for them. If you control the map, you can just put down ink mines. You will know exactly when they're trying to push or trying to flank. And that's really strong. And you can also just shoot back at their pillow too. So you just have access from here to here, pretty much just this entire range of the map. When you control the center, that's what you enable. It makes it really hard for the other team to just attack from there. Those angles become way harder. So we're going to see this in each player's perspective. This is Cloudy. Cloudy's our Splatter Shot. He decided to push on the left side of the stage instead of the right side, which is pretty difficult for us. We're going to see how it happens in multiple perspectives. So they win the pop. Cloudy's just playing on the left side. And Shadow goes down here because he's alone, but Cloudy ends up getting the pick. Gets 2. And, even though he got 2, we have less of the map, and I'm getting flanked right now, and Mullen's getting flanked, and it's just not good news for us. So we're stuck on the offensive. Cloudy has special. And, even though just getting shots off from the special, it's already just a little too late. They've already got the push. They still have the map control, and we're kind of like on delayed respawns here. So let's go back. This kind of just ends up in us having a very long stalemate. So we'll watch this from Mullen's perspective. And Mullen goes left as well, attacking their side, but it's just a lot harder. There's not many angles that you can come from to know exactly where you are. It's hard for Shadow. Shadow gets taken down. And then when Shadow gets taken down, Mullen is not aware that someone's behind him. So even if you make that call out soon, it's just really hard to react to it. We'll watch it from Shadow's perspective. Now, if either Mullen or Cloudy was a Shadow here, it'd be a lot easier. Shadow's trying to get the pop, but it's just everyone's shooting it, and he's the only one. Gets 2 hits in, but it's a 2v1, ends up going down. We do clean up the kills, but the fact that Shadow goes down means that I also go down, and he flanks Mullen right there. And he saw it as another perspective and why it's important. So one thing you do need to note is that when you're pushing with your team, you guys need to coordinate and use your specials together and try to just either use the specials for just hard defending or trying to get slowly by surely to get pushes in. So you get more map control back. It's a great Bria bomb. This is going to give us space to just take control of mid. And in mid, we have those angles that I'm talking about. Now we control a lot of the map. We're going to get the Rainmaker pop here. And this is good for us. Now they use their bubble, and it's a little unfortunate for us. It's going to stop our push, and it's going back to a stalemate situation. But once here, I jump out, and we decide to still play left. And when we're not playing right, it's hard, right? They can just shark you immediately when you jump down left. And they have more map control, and we have less places to jump to. We're still getting flanked because we're not playing on the right side of the map, and that makes it really hard for us. They just have free reign to just attack us from 2 different angles, as opposed to just a singular one. See, Cloudy has no good opportunities as super, but it's great that he's not wasting it. Shadow's going in, trying to get parts of the map. We pick up the Rainmaker, but this push is never going to happen because they're all alive. And we're kind of just, both teams are kind of just trading back and forth. I'm setting up a mine here. It's hard for me to play right now because I don't know what's happening too much on the map right now. They have too much control. They're using bubble, trying to push. And we're just having such a hard time getting out of our spawn. We're gonna have to just build specials and attack. See, a play like this is super risky. It did work out, but just like, it's kind of just mindlessly pressing W at them. And it worked out then, but like, we're wasting our specials, we're not attacking together, and this is just not good play, straight up. But eventually, Mullen's building just for Bria. This Bria bomb is great because it stops the push. The Rainmaker tries to dodge it, but ends up falling off the stage, and that gives us some breathing room. But here's a good example where we finally start playing together. So now Cloudy and Shadow are on the right. They end up winning this fight together. This opens up so much more space. We can paint a lot of the map here. It's already getting a push off. Same thing as last time, the bubble happens, but we have way more space. And they're on staggered spawns. I try to get the thing a little too early, fortunately going down, but we just have the map control, able to jump back in, keep our presence here. And now it just looks like the polar opposite of what was happening to us the rest of this match. This pre-up bomb is excellent, giving so much pressure. We're able to just fight them off. And even though Mullen goes down there, it's fine. Like, we still have this. We're just going to reset. I'm going to focus on popping the shield while Cloudy's out in the front. Just trying to hold them off. And this is good because Cloudy's not popping the super until we're ready. Once we're ready, everyone goes in at the same time and just tries their best to win the fight. And this is good. They're 2 down. We can make this push. And this is ultimately like the team play that you need to do together to pretty much win all your games together. You got to understand the points of the map that are important. In this case, Mahi is a very small map, so you want to control the center. You want to play on the right side, especially on our comp because it's way more advantageous for us. And then you pretty much just use your specials to win the fights, and you're good and golden. So I hope this helps in terms of understanding a lot more about how to play together with your team and why parts of the map are important.